So let's start. Some journeys begin with simple intention to help our child but end touching hundred of lives. Our guest today is one such inspiring educator whose story beautifully reflects what happens when passion turns into a purpose. During the lockdown, when schools were shut and classrooms were silent, Akangsha Sethia decided that her son's learning wouldn't stop there. What began as a mother's heartfelt effort to teach her child phonics soon blossomed into a mission to help every child read, write, and express with confidence. With over 4 years of experience, Akanksha has taught hundreds of children, parents, and educators, guiding them to understand phonics deeply and use it the right way. Her sessions are interactive, practical, and full of joyful learning, where every sound builds confidence and every word opens a door to self expression. Today, through her platform, Small Steps Make Big Strides, she continues to spread the power of phonics, empowering both children and adults to discover that learning English can be fun, easy, and truly transformative. At Tint and You, I am delighted to welcome you, the passionate educator, dedicated mother, and inspiring change maker, Mrs. Akangsha Sethia, to share her journey, her insights, and the magic of phonics with all of us today. A very heartfelt welcome.
Thank you so much, Aksha, for the warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here today. It's always pleasure to talk about phonics. I hope this session helps everyone how phonics can make reading easy and enjoyable for children because I have seen how it changes a child's confidence.
Thank you so much for being a part of Tint and You. It gives me immense pleasure to have you here on my platform. And it's so good when we connect to mothers who are so inspiring through something or the other. So, starting with our conversation, first, I would really like you to tell me that what is phonics so that everyone who are new to this term get to know that phonics is something which is inspiring today's lives, today's children, and today's generation.
So, phonics is a method of teaching reading and writing by connecting letters to the sound. Instead of memorizing words, children learn how to read and spell by using sounds. For example, the word cat. The child can read the word cat by just saying the sound k actor. So when a child sees a new word, they don't guess. They decode by its sound. And we all know that English has 26 letters, but there are 44 sounds. Phonics teaches those sounds and how letter works together to make words. So it is very important. Phonic has become very important as it makes independent readers and writers. Children speak with confidence and they don't depend on the rote learning. Reading becomes more logical and less stressful.
Great. So, Akanksha, I have, known you for a while now, and you have worked so closely with children and parents. What drew you towards phonics as your passion and purpose?
You know, I was not a phonics teacher. I didn't begin as a phonics teacher. I began as a mother. And you know about it, you have already told everyone. Like during COVID, when schools were shut and everything moved online, I started teaching my own child at home.
Yes.
And what I noticed, surprisingly, children don't struggle when they are slow. They struggle because the method is wrong. You know, Aksha, we were when we were in school, we were raised with A for apple, B for ball method. I've already told you, and it doesn't teach a child how to read independently. But when I tried with Ranveer phonics, he didn't just remember words; he started understanding them. And one day he picked up a book and said, "Don't read for me, Mama. I'll try." That moment, that confidence, that's what pulled me into phonics. Since then, so many children have transformed, they have transformed. I've seen them transforming who couldn't read three-letter words, now reading the full stories of their own, and the happiness in their eyes and the relief on the parents' face, it became my purpose. And I started teaching phonics.
See, so beautiful, no? When we become a mother and we start learning ourselves so much that we couldn't have imagined that we will do this as a part of our profession, our career, and it gives us immense joy to share this knowledge with everyone. So, why do you think phonics is being called the language of the future?
You know what, Aksha? I want to just say, the children sometimes give birth to we don't even give birth to them, they give birth to us,
Yes,
right?
right, right.
And it's a second life with them.
Yeah,
So I think it is a language of phonics, a language of future, because you have seen the education system has been changing. The world no longer needs a children who can just memorize, but they need a children who can think. With
right,
phonics, children learn how to decode a new word, how to spell logically, how to read with confidence, even if they've never seen a word before. Maybe a big word they are seeing in the billboard, maybe Manchester. They just seen a big word. But if they know the sound, they can break the sound like and man, chess, and tur. They can break and they can read. That's a life skill, what I feel. And that's why phonic is the future.
wow, so beautiful. And even I have a son who's 7 year old now, and I can relate it, so much that now I don't have to struggle making him, memorize things. And he's just like, okay, I'll read. If he, even if he has a newspaper, or maybe when we go to a restaurant, he has this menu and he'll just read pasta. Okay, I want to eat pasta. And it gives so much joy when he's ordering himself by reading the menu himself. So yes, of course, it's phonics is the language of future. So now let's simplify it for every parent here, every educator here. That how does phonics actually work in helping a child read and spell? So would you like to, enlighten this statement that do it actually help in help in child's learning, reading, and spelling?
Yes, Aksha, definitely.
Okay.
Let me show you with an example.
Yeah.
If I give a child a word, cat,
Okay.
okay, and the traditional way was learning CAT cat, CAT cat, CAT cat, 10 times you have to learn it, then you will just, remember the word, right? CAT cat means cat. When you see CAT cat, that means cat. Just
Yeah.
looking and you will understand because you memorized it. But in phonics, we teach them blending, we teach them sound. So when I'm teaching sounds, I'm teaching blending. I know k at a cat when I blend it. So when you are learning only CAT cat, you will just remember one word. But when you're learning sounds, right? You will learn all the 44 sounds, and then you can read other words also, like, at a mat, at a rat, at a bat. They don't need to memorize. They use the same skill to read every new word. That's why phonics create independent readers. You don't have to be a roaders.
Wow, this is like so interesting. And do you think like it is a very different method than that of traditional method, which you said that we used to memorize thing, and now the things are very different. So would you like to say something like traditional as well as this modern way of reading, writing, thinking, and everything? What? How do we form a balance between the two?
Uh, like when we went to school, we were just asked to, memorize everything. We should know everything. And it's just developed because of memorizing. Everything developed because of memorizing. But actually, when you learn only one letter, the letter names, it will just help you to read only one word. And children memorize the alphabet best when we, read, when we ask them to read new words, they cannot read new word because they have not memorized it. But phonics work differently. So the child, when they are taught a sound, a single sound, they're able to read more than 150 words because they know a apple, a ant, a angry, a animal, a astronaut. They have so many. They know so many words with the a sound, right? One sound, many words they will learn, and learning becomes powerful. But when you're learning the letter names, it becomes very limited. Here, it is a wide opening.
Oh, very nice. And so, do you think, like, if like the child is very small, say for example if he is 2 or like maybe 1.5 year old, we start telling the toddler get go get the shoes. So will it help if we say go get shoes, and it will, will they be able to relate this thing?
Definitely. See, when the child is learning the sounds, they are that observation is very fast, that brain development is very fast in that age. And when they're hearing the sound shoes, they know when you're saying the word shoes, the sure sound is coming in the beginning of the word. So when we are teaching a child, we are teaching the beginning, middle, and end sounds. So the child know the word has sure sound in the beginning. So the child will get the shoes. So we have this game, when we play, when we teach sound, we ask the child, get me something with the sure sound, or get me something with the ter sound, get me something with the per sound. So the child is able to recognize the sound is there in that word. What I'm getting, the object has that sound. So it is a very relatable thing. If the child, we are playing in a fun way, we are playing, it helps the child to relate. Yeah.
So it's a fun learning. But
Yeah.
Akansha, I really wanted to ask, like sometimes the parents do have one question that my child is like 5 and 6 and year old and he's not being able to read or write. So will phonics still help them?
That's a very right question. Many parents, what happens, they feel phonics is just for small children. But what actually happens is it is a foundation, for the strong learners. Early childhood education helps to build the strong foundation. But when they reach class 5, 6, 7, they still struggle with spelling, reading fluency and pronunciation. At that stage, the biggest challenge is not learning, it's unlearning. The child already has memorized many words wrongly. They guess spellings, and then we have to make them unlearn and relearn. And our education system, it's based on writing and not reading based examination. So if they don't know the spelling pattern and they don't know the sounds very well, the subject becomes very difficult. So the problem is not English, it's the weak foundation. So you can start for, I also teach children who's in class 7, 8, and what problem they are facing, they already have learned everything very wrongly, and again I have to make them unlearn everything, relearn. So that's a little challenge. And when you start early, your base is just clear and you can start with fresh.
Yeah, so I really know you from a long time now, and I want to draw the attention of all the parents who are listening to us that she teaches us also. And I have also been a student of Akangsha ma'am, and now I can feel the difference when I am reading or making the child read something. I also use the logical reasoning that नहीं ये ऐसे नहीं होगा, ये ऐसे ही होगा. Yeah, for example, there are so many things which obviously Akanksha will tell us that there are so many things in phonics which are very logical, and yet it is very powerful. So I really wanted to ask you one thing, that how does phonics help in brain development and language processing?
Yeah. So phonics definitely help in brain development and language processing. When a child sees a word and breaks the word into sound, the brain is doing the problem solving. Like when you see a word cat and when you want to write the word cat, your brain is doing the problem solving, as in you are writing cat. You're thinking about the word and writing down the sounds on the paper, right? So when they blend sound to read, brain is building memory and language pathways also. So phonic activates three skills. What I feel is listening, thinking, and concentration. It supports overall communication of a child. So reading becomes smooth and automatic. It goes in a flow. So phonics make not only brain smarter, but English better.
Yeah. And is it true that phonics can help children speak more confidently too?
Definitely. For absolutely, you must be agreeing. You've seen Ahan also, right? So because now child knows the correct sound and they can blend and read big words, that builds confidence in a child. And when they start reading of their own, they start reading the decodable books, they start reading the story books. They that builds a confidence in a child, and the child can speak with confidence at the same time. It helps them.
Right. And see, phonics is too much of rhymes, too much of fun. And sometimes I also remember, phonics, the letters with the sound, with the rhymes. If mothers of all this age group, like 3 to 5 year old, they can relate to this very, well, that they have rhymes, they have fun learning. So, do you think that repetition and jo rhythm hai, uh, during the phonics learning, it helps? And what role does it play to make the child learn phonics sounds?
So, repetition and rhythm. It's a very important tool in phonics, especially for young children. Repetition builds memory. Children don't learn a sound the first time they hear it. They learn it when they hear it again and again, in the form of songs or flashcards or in the form of reading practice, games. Every repetition strengthens the brain connection. So when a child repeatedly say her atter, 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 eventually they know that this word belongs to the at family. And repetition turns learning into a habit. In the same way, rhythm, it activates the brain. When learning feels music, playful, and the rhythm helps to absorb things faster. That's why children remember rhymes and songs so easily. Rhythm helps with a lot of things like pronunciation, listening skills, speaking with confidence. Like we have different songs for the 42 sounds in Jolly Phonics. That the first song, if I just give you an example, for teaching a ah sound, we have a song like ants on my arms. So listening to that song, the child will remember that the sound letter A makes is ah. So when learning has rhythm, the brain remembers things longer
Right.
through rhymes. Yeah, through rhymes. Like we do a lot of things like we clap just to teach them syllables, and we sing songs. You've seen the Jolly Phonics songs. What we do the stories just to connect with them, and rhythm makes things enjoyable. Not only the songs, but the rhyme also.
Rhymes
Yes,
also, yes. And in one of my videos, I've already recorded that how music plays a very important role in child's life. And this
right.
is what fun learning is all about. Rhythm and music, and again, making it very, very interactive and fun. So, uh, do you think does like every child learn phonics at the same speed, or is it like different for every kid?
Definitely, Aksha, it is different for every kid. Not every child learn at the same speed or the own pace. They learn on at their own pace, and that is completely normal. See, just like in life, children walk, talk, and grow differently. They don't have the same height, they don't have the same body. Everything is very different. They also read differently. So that's very much normal. Some pick up fast, some need time. But with practice, every single child becomes a reader. It is not a race. What I always tell parents, it's a foundation. So I have there is a line which says, every flower bloom in its own season. So just that, similarly, a child also, they learn at their own pace. There's no competition. Yeah,
Right, and it applies to all the moms out there too, that don't rush. There is
right.
nothing, there is no race. Every kid is different. You need not, when you are with your friends, you need not discuss how fast your kid is doing this or how fast your kid is doing that. It's your own child who values the most. So, yes, like would you like to tell like a few phonic games that mom and kids and the teachers at play school or the educators who are very new to this term phonics can implement things to make the child learn things, and in fact to all the youth who are there, who are going in this teaching field, they should also know that the things have changed. The old school methods will never entertain the kids these days. So, would you like to throw some light on the games and the interactive or playful sessions which we could implement in the learning thing?
In fact, play is the best way to teach phonics. And children learn faster when they are having fun. You see the difference if you just lock the room and just ask the child to sit in the room and ask him to study for 1 hour. They won't. They will just sit with the book and they won't concentrate. But when you're learning in a fun way, they will learn it faster. And some, what happens, we when we in our class we do different activities. Some fun games parents can try or the educators can try, because parents involvement is very important. During phonics, when we do this phonics game, a child enjoys more when mommy or daddy is a part of the game.
Right.
It turns reading into a happy bonding activity, instead of just a study pressure. So there are few games I can suggest, for the parents. You can just, when you're just beginning with the sounds, you can just do a sound hunt. For example, like parents says a sound, uh, can you get me an object with a burr sound, or can you get me an object with a tur sound? And a child will get a ball, or the child will get a towel. And this will build a sound recognition and vocabulary, because they're getting through new words and they're getting through new objects. They know this sound has this object has this sound, right? And then you can have this hop and read. This generally we can play for tricky words. When the child knows, you have to learn, tricky words are high frequency words which needs to memorize, and they cannot decode it through phonics. So you can play a hop and read word. Like you can place a word card on the floor, and you can ask, the parent can call a word, hop on the sun. So the child will see sun, not sun, for example, hop on the word the, or hop on the word what. Tricky words, there are a list of tricky words. You can just put the tricky words card on the floor and ask them to walk on that word. So they jump on that word and they will understand the, the is there. So with fun, they are learning the tricky words also. And you can play a game like I Spy. You can do that while cooking also. Like mothers can do that while cooking. You can just ask, you can just put a lot of utensils or things on that, uh, on the mat, and you can just ask, I spy with my naked eye a pan. So the child will relate to the pan and get the pan. Or you can ask for a plate, the child will get the plate. So you don't have to prepare anything for it. It's the everyday learning. You can do it anywhere, anytime, anywhere. You can do it in the car also. You can ask, where you can see the park. The child can relate to the park and see. And then you can do story sound search. It's very interesting. I do that in the class. You can just read out a story to a child. And if you're teaching a diagram, the child needs to recognize the words which he has heard when you were reading the story, maybe the word ship, fish, brush. And this is how he can understand that word is a diagram. It's not just a sound, it's two letters making one sound. That is, like if you're doing a sure diagram, you can use that trick and you can play with it. It just, it requires 10 to 15 minutes is enough for this. And these short learnings can, it can show big results.
Right, and I really want to drive the attention of all the moms who are like staying nuclear, and sometimes it happens that they are also irritated, and the kid is also irritated. The kid wants to play with the mom, and the mom is so busy because she wants to cook or she wants to just wind up everything. But phonics can be done during that irritatable time also, that while cooking she can say, okay, get this, okay, get that, and it can be fun learning that ways too. And we can also train our nannies to do that. Our nannies who are not so educated can also play like this with the kids. So it is healthy learning and fun learning at home. And it is so good. No, you said that we can do it while cooking, we can do it while driving, and we can do it while storytelling. So it's so much fun that ways. And
And it's a connection with the, maybe parents or with your any loved ones, and they know they are learning without feeling like they are studying. That thing they are doing without any intention of doing it. Yeah.
yes, and there are no guilty parents that ways, that
Yeah.
they will never feel guilty. And today's generation, sometimes when the mothers want to step out of their home and do their, live their life, they'll never feel guilty that ways, because the learning is
Yes.
during the process.
Right. Because you know what, Aksha, a child, they don't need 3 hours of you sitting there with them. They just need that 20 minutes of happy mothers or
Right.
happy fathers who is emotionally present with them. They need your love, present, and just encouragement. Even that 20 minutes a day matters. And even the working parents who feel guilty, I don't think so. They should do that because they're already doing a hard work, and they should not be hard on themselves. They're doing good job. Even if they give that half an hour or 20 minutes to the child, with emotionally being present with them is enough.
Right. So, I want to ask you one very important question that how important is it for the preschools and teachers to be trained in, phonics? Because, there's one time where teachers also got stuck, especially during lockdown times, if you'll see that they were very confused how to go about with the sounds and with the teaching pattern. So I really wanted to ask, like, does it help the teachers and the preschool trainers in any way? Or is it
Definitely.
like,
That's a very
has
good
it become
question.
a part of this education system, like, thoroughly?
See, very good question, Aksha. See, most schools in India, they don't teach phonics as a subject. Okay. So the teachers should be trained in school, especially the preschool, because because that is their foundation. You're giving the foundation to the child. And the children should be taught correctly because correct sound matters. If the sounds are taught wrong, reading becomes confusing for the child in the later stage. And a trained teacher knows correct pronunciation, blending, segmenting, how to support slow learners. So, as a school, when you go to big school, the school will expect the children to read textbook, write words, learn spellings, and speak fluently. They won't wait for the phonics to be there in the school. But if the foundation is built for the children in the right way, then it becomes very easy for a child to develop a good learning skill when they are in the big school. So yes, definitely the teachers should be trained in phonics when they are in the preschool.
Okay.
That's why the teacher training program is very important.
Important, yes. And I want to tell everyone, our viewers, that Akangsha Sethia is one person whom everyone can connect, with whom everyone can connect, like be it mothers, educators, teachers, and she takes online sessions for this particular course, and she's like really really good at it. So please follow her page, which is Small Steps Makes Big Strides, and she's Akanksha Sethia on Instagram, Facebook, and of course we'll post this whole video on YouTube. So one rapid fire I will would want to take with you. So phonics is only for preschoolers, true or false?
False.
Phonic means
Should I
learn.
give the reason?
Yes, yes, of course, you should.
Should you? Okay. Uh, because actually phonics just not only support preschooler, it support readers. Not necessarily has to be preschoolers. It can be, because I told you, even the student of class 5 can come to me or 6 can come because they don't have a good foundation. So they can come many times, and it is not just limited to a preschooler. Yes.
So phonic means learning spelling fast, true or false?
True, true, true.
And our teachers can teach phonics.
False. Even parents can.
Yes. Phonics is boring.
Absolutely not.
Not. After
You
after
know, with
having this session,
with
of course, we know that it's not.
there are so many games, so many activities, so many stories, songs, and you can just try one of my classes and you'll understand. You
Yes,
can see the children
definitely,
crying.
definitely. And we have to have one session with Akansha ma'am so that we know that how fun phonics learning is. So, what's your one heartfelt message for parents who want to raise confident readers and speakers?
I would love, love, love to answer this. I want to say every parent, like every child can read, some take longer, some learn fast. Don't compare your child with anyone, support them. Give them patience, encouragement, and right method. Celebrate the small progress. Even if you see a small progress, they're able to read one word, when they are learning the baby steps, they're learning and they can read small words. Just celebrate it. Reading is not a race. A confident reader becomes a confident human. So you're raising a confident human. So that's
So
my advice.
you have just answered this. And so I wanted to ask, if Phonics had a motto, one motto, what would it be?
A motto from me. Okay. If phonics had a motto, it would be if a child can hear it, a child can read it.
Wow, yeah, exactly. This is so good, powerful one statement answer. So, how can parents and teachers stay connected with you to learn phonics the right way?
You can reach me through my Instagram handle. Small steps make big strides. Aksha is going to tag me. I'm there on WhatsApp. I'm there on Facebook in the name Akangsha Sethia. I offer different courses for parents and for children. Whether you're a parent who wants to start your teaching your child or a teacher who wants to teach with confidence, you can always connect with me, and I'm always there to guide you with the right thing. And about my levels, I teach level two levels, that is level one. It is the level where the children learn the building blocks of reading books, blending, segmenting, breaking words, and reading the sentences, writing words. And we have a lot of games, different activities, worksheets, what we do in the first level. By the end of first level, the child is able to read decodable words, decodable sentences of their own. And in second level, we cover the different spelling rules. And what are spelling rules? The child knows what the spelling of black is, BLACK, and not BLAK or BLAC. The child knows the spelling of glass is GLASS and not GLAS. We teach them the reason why we are using these spellings, in a correct way. So after that, the child is after the to finishing this level, we've got a lot of spelling rules. After finishing this level, the child becomes an independent reader and they start reading of their own. And that's what we want.
And I also want to say that she posts every day, like at very small intervals, and the posts in itself are so encouraging and so knowledgeable. So you should follow her. And so yes, here we are, phonics, the magical foundation of language and learning. I am the graphic mama, Tint, and you, the graphic mama, with Small Steps Makes Big Strides by Akangsha Sethia. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.